Okay, hi everyone. Thank you for tuning in. Today we're going to talk about one of my favorite subjects, and that's psychedelic medicine. Here to walk us through his company, we have Rob Tessarolo, CEO of Neonmind Biosciences, who trades in Canada with the ticker Neon. And for our US friends, the ticker is NMDBF. So thanks so much for coming in, Rob.
Hey, Kevin, thanks for having me in. I appreciate it, and looking forward to having a conversation about Neonmind Biosciences.
And certainly one of the most fascinating subjects. For anybody who is new to the Neonmind story, can you just give us a quick 30-second overview? What is it you guys are all about?
Yeah, sure. Thanks, Kevin. And so Neonmind Biosciences is a psychedelic company, and we're focused on advancing clinical research and studying psychedelic substances, looking at them for specific indications. Initially, what Neonmind Biosciences is focused on is studying psilocybin for patients suffering with obesity for chronic weight management.
So certainly a fascinating topic. The whole concept of losing weight with a psychedelic substance is certainly novel. Can you give us a bit of an overview of the science and why it is you're optimistic that this will be effective?
Sure. So when you think about patients that struggle with obesity, it's important to understand what the treatment paradigm for obesity is. And while physicians will prescribe lifestyle modifications, diet and exercise, and they will give them pharmacotherapy. So there are prescription medicines out there that will help them lose weight. And at times, patients will even progress to bariatric surgery. But underpinning all of that is the need for psychotherapy or behavior change therapy. Because when you speak to obesity specialists and you speak to physicians who have treated these patients for years, what you find is that until a patient really changes his or her mind with respect to their lifestyle, managing their caloric intake, exercising regularly, etc., they really won't have a sustained weight loss. They won't have chronic weight management. And when you think about what's happening with psychedelic substances in other indications, and there's a growing body of evidence looking at psychedelic substances for indications in the psychiatry area, like treatment-resistant depression, major depressive disorder, PTSD. What you find is that those substances, given with psychotherapy, have a real enhanced impact on the patients, and so we're encouraged by that. Further, when you think about psilocybin, which is a very dynamic molecule, multifaceted molecule, we know that psilocybin hits the 5-HT receptors, and the 5-HT2A receptors are implicated in the hallucinogenic experience, and the 5-HT2C receptors can affect appetite and can suppress appetite. And so we're studying psilocybin in this population with two different approaches. One, a high dose psilocybin to enhance a psychotherapy session, and again, aim to have a dramatic change or impact on the patient's life. And in a low dose setting, to try to hit the 5-HT2C receptors to suppress appetite.
So maybe staying on that topic, specifically the psilocybin treatment. What is it about Neonmind's upcoming or proposed psilocybin treatment that you think would be a better solution than what's currently on the market today?
Yes, that's a good question, and we will learn how psilocybin fares as we conduct the clinical research. I think what we're very encouraged about is that the growing body of evidence with psychedelic substances demonstrates that these substances given one or two times can have a very durable effect. And when you contrast that against possibly taking a chronic weight loss medication chronically, so over a long period of time on a daily basis, if you have the other option of maybe having a high dose psilocybin session attached to some psychotherapy and have that effect last 6 months or 10 months or 12 months, we'll see how long it lasts, if it's effective and how long it lasts. That's a very, the value proposition there for a lot of patients and physicians, would be quite good. That would be a very innovative alternative to how they're treating the disease today. And we also think that payers, always important when you're thinking about launching innovative new medicines, the payers, may be very interested in a medication you can give once or twice and see a durable effect.
Yeah, certainly. I can understand that. So generally speaking, I do see some confusion in the market, particularly among investors who may not be familiar with psychedelic medicine. Some people wonder, will psychedelics be available, over the counter at a pharmacy? Will there be supervised clinics? I saw the news that you guys put out saying you do intend to roll out some Neonmind branded clinics across Canada. Can we talk a little bit about the primary reason you're exploring that avenue?
Sure. And thanks for bringing that up, Kevin. We think it's an important business that we've announced our intentions to stand up. When you think about psychedelics, there are a number of psychedelic substances that are being investigated or evaluated by our company, but certainly there are many companies in this space that are now investing in the R&D. And we believe that there'll be a half a dozen or more programs that will make their way in front of the FDA or Health Canada in the 2024, 2025, 2026 timeframe. And at that time, we expect that, we hope, and if the evidence continues to bear out, we expect that there would be a number of psychedelic substances that could potentially be approved for various indications. All of those potential medicines are going to require a specialized setting to be administered. Most of them are doing protocols where there's a higher dose psychedelic is administered. A hallucinogenic experience is had by the patient, and they need to be observed and the coach through that and managed through that. And so those specialized settings are going to require, there are going to be a number of specialized settings required across North America. So our view is that we should try to be at the front end of that. We believe that this is a very important business for us to be engaged in. And as such, we've announced that we're standing up this business initially focused on specialty mental health clinics. There are IV ketamine, intranasal, S-ketamine intranasal, other interventional treatments like transmagnetic stimulation, whereby we think that if we work with the local market providers and we understand what the local market needs are, then we can successfully stand up clinics to deliver some of these modalities, and over the long haul, put ourselves in a position to be a trusted service provider for when psychedelic substances are approved by the health regulators, and then they require administration.
So in terms of a timeline, there's certainly many steps to go through a process, particularly with a brand new revolutionary, form of medicine. Can we just talk about some milestones? What can investors expect to see over the next, let's say, 12 months?
Yeah, so at Neonmind, we are initially hyper focused on our R&D program with psilocybin, and so in the next several months, I think what investors can see is we'll round out and announce our integrated drug development plan that we've been working very hard to author to give us a really clear pathway of what needs to be done between now and how you get to the FDA or to Health Canada. So we'll announce what that plan looks like fairly shortly. We will aim to be in front of the FDA with a pre-IND request later this year. And our hope is that we can get an IND approved and have our proof of concept phase 2 study up and running by the first quarter of 2022. I think on the clinic side, we hope to, we're looking for partnerships at the moment to go to market. And likewise, we hope to be able to announce the first location or the location of our first clinic by the end of the year.
Excellent. Okay, well, thanks. Those are excellent milestones to keep on our radar here. Before we sign out here, Rob, is there anything you want to leave in investors' minds, maybe touch on something it is about Neonmind that's particularly unique in the psychedelic space?
Yeah, sure, Kevin. The psychedelic substances have been around for many, many years, and I think that there's a tremendous amount of interest in them at the moment. And really, we think we're just scratching the surface in terms of the potential for psychedelics to heal and provide healing to patients. We think the most important thing with psychedelics is to get them in front of the FDA or Health Canada and have them approved as regulated medicines. And we think that when investors are considering this space, they should look for companies that have a real stranglehold on a specific indication. And what makes Neonmind unique in this area is that we are one of only a couple of companies that are focused on obesity and weight management. And that sets us apart from many other companies out there that are in the crowded psychiatry indications. Those are important indications nonetheless, but with obesity, this is a tremendous problem in the world. And we're one of the early movers in looking at psychedelic substances for treatment of obesity.
Wonderful. Well said. Well, thank you so much, Rob. Always a really fascinating discussion. I look forward to doing this again. Thanks so much for coming in.
Hey, my pleasure, Kevin. Thanks for having me.
And for everybody at home watching this, this is a company you certainly need to have on your radar. Canadian investors, you can look up the ticker symbol NEON. For our American friends, it is NMDBF. So, Rob, until next time, you take care.
Bye for now.